is Tuesday, January 1st, 1991, and this is our champion, Mort Kamens, and he returns with $7,250. Here's a business researcher, Sandy Malloy, and this is a school teacher, Michael McSweeney. Mort is the champion. Sandy and Michael, you are the challengers. And now, here is your master of the challenge, Dick Clark.
Thank you very much. I hope you have sufficiently recovered from your New Year's, and we welcome Sandy and Michael aboard on the first day of 1991. And take a look at Mort, who's won $7,250. Should be a good day for all of you. Good luck. Remember, the player who wins the most amount of money today will go to the Ultimate Challenge for $10,000, and all of that money you earn is awarded by Citibank, MasterCard, and Visa. Good luck to everybody. We'll start you off with a $200 kitty there. And the toss-up question, which is valued at $100. All three of you stand by for this one. In which of today's bowl games is Notre Dame meeting the Big 8 champion, Colorado? Sandy?
The Copper Bowl.
No. Anybody else? Michael?
The Fiesta Bowl.
No. Anybody else? Mort?
Orange Bowl.
Orange Bowl. By process of elimination, you got it. And here are the categories for the first half of play. We have food and drink, musical brothers, junior achievers, tools of the trade, things that get hit, and news briefs. Mort, it's your choice.
Let's try musical brothers.
Musical brothers. For $100, we have pop, we have rock, and we have jazz. At $200, select one and make your wager. All right, Michael, for $100, the pop musical brothers. What's the last name of brothers Don and Phil, who recorded the 1950s hit, Wake Up Little Susie?
Everly.
Everly Brothers is right. For $100, Sandy and Mort for $200. What last name is shared by saxophone player Branford and trumpet player Winton? Mort?
Marsalis.
You're right for $200, and you've got the selection of the remaining 5 categories.
News brief, please, Dick.
All right, we have lawsuits for $100, acquisitions at $150, and mergers at $200. Select one, make a bet. All right, 2 of you going for the acquisitions question, Sandy and Mort, for $150. Telecommunications giant AT&T has offered $6 billion to buy the United States' 5th largest computer maker, known by what 3 initials? Sandy?
NCR.
NCR is correct for $150. Michael for $200. On the island of Bali in November, Rolling Stone Mick Jagger was singing Let's Spend Our Lives Together as he married what longtime companion?
Jerry Hall.
Jerry Hall is right for $200, and you got control now. Where do we go?
Junior Achievers.
All right, let's see what they are. We have Martin Luther King Jr., Robert Downey Jr., and Sammy Davis Jr. Junior Achievers category. Select one. All 3 of you going for the same one. Sammy Davis' question now becomes worth $400 as we double the value of every question. Everybody stand by. Sammy Davis Jr. expressed his exuberant philosophy of life in his 1965 autobiography. What's the 3-word title of that autobiography? Mort?
Yes, I can.
That's correct for $400. You want to move ahead to one of the others?
Well, I'd like to try Martin Luther King Jr.
For $200 in 1963. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. inspired a crowd of 250,000 people when he delivered his I Have a Dream speech. In what American city?
Washington, D.C.
You're right, for $200. You want to sweep the board for a grand total of $900?
I think I'll pass on Robert Downey.
All right, let's leave that one there. Pardon me, you're ahead by $1,100, so probably a good idea. We have food and drink, tools of the trade, and things that get hit. More?
Things that get hit.
Let's see what it is. Baseballs get hit, musical notes get hit, and Rocky Balboa's head gets hit. Select the one you want. All right, looks like everybody has a different thought here. Sandy, for $100, baseball. Name the sporting goods company that manufactures over 500,000 baseballs a year for Major League Baseball.
Wilson?
I'm sorry, it's Rawlings. That'll cost you $100. Good try, though. Mort? For $150, get ready to look at the video wall here and name this musical note. Cue the wall.
Quarter note?
It's an 8th note. That will cost you $150 from your score. Michael, for $200, there are no official statistics, but perhaps the most blows Rocky Balboa took to the head in one fight came in Rocky III against a boxer played by Mr. T. What was the character's name? Mr. T played Clubber Lang, as you may recall, all right? That category didn't work for anybody, so you all got to feel that you weren't left out, at least. That leaves it up to you, Mort, to select from the last two.
All right, let's try the tools of the trade, please.
Okay, for $100 we have in carpentry, in the office, and on the farm. Select the tool of the trade of your choice. Everybody going for the office question. Makes it worth $300 now as we double the values. Everybody stand by. If your office has a mainframe computer, the part that interprets and executes instructions is known as the CPU. What do the initials CPU stand for? Sandy?
Central Processing Unit.
You are right for $300. Any going for carpentry or farming questions?
I'll try carpentry.
Carpentry for $200. In carpentry and construction, what tool is preceded by the words Allen, lug, or socket?
Wrench.
Wrench is right. You know your carpentry and tools of the trade. You want to try the last one?
No.
Leave that one? All right. All right. We have left up there food and drink, and the questions dealing with it are on vegetables, entrees, and beverages. Select one, please. For $150, Mort, the entree question. What Spanish food gets its name for the pan in which it's prepared and consists of rice garnished with chicken or shellfish?
I believe that's paella.
Paella is right for $150. Sandy and Michael for $200. Name the French city located north of Bordeaux that gives its name to a type of grape brandy. Michael?
Leon.
I'm sorry, it's cognac was the answer we're looking for. You've dropped a couple $100 from your score, taking you down to even with the board, as it were. But you can change that. Don't worry about it. We've had it happen a million times here. Not quite a million, but a lot of times. And we'll raise the value of all the questions in the second round. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Paint on T-shirts for a living or a hobby? Or?
Oh, no, just a hobby.
Yeah,
I do artwork of various kinds, and it gave me a chance to do something practical that I could give as gifts.
So you customize it to the individual?
Oh, yeah. Make my own stencils, use rubber stamps, and then hand paint details.
Mort, you're into writing? What do you write?
Well, like everybody else in Los Angeles, I'm writing a screenplay right now.
Should. I mean, you know, you've seen what happens when you write those things and submit them blindly. What, somebody got a couple of $1 million or something?
Somebody got over $3 million, I believe.
Yippee. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
This is a man who's just returned from Saudi Arabia. I don't mean to be impolite, but what were you doing there?
I was teaching school at the American School in Dhahran.
And where are you now?
I'm back home in Tacoma, Washington. Happy to be back. too.
Feels good?
Yeah.
I dare say. Good luck to all of you. Michael, you can do some catching up in this round when we raise the value of the questions here. And a reminder that the winner of today's game will be going after the ultimate challenge, and that's worth, as you know, $10,000. Let's turn to the board and see what we have. Today's events: beautiful music, names and numbers, 1990, the year in books, let's go to the movies, and famous falls. The choice belongs to you, Mort.
I'd like to hear some beautiful music.
Let's see what it all means here. It means the Beach Boys, Pat B. Boone, and Ludwig B. van Beethoven. Beautiful music. Sound like Bugs Bunny here. Michael, you in there. All right, for $200, Sandy, the Beach Boy question. The Beach Boys originally included three brothers named Brian, Carl, and Dennis. What's their last name?
That's Wilson.
That's Wilson is right. Mort and Michael for $300. 20 years before his daughter Debbie recorded a #1 hit with You Light Up My Life, Pat Boone recorded a #1 hit that began with the lyrics, On a Day Like Today. What was the title? Mort?
Love Letters in the Sand.
You're absolutely right for $300 and maintain control here. What would you like, sir?
Today's events.
Today's events, we have yacht races for $200, swimming events, and football games. Select one, please, and make your wager. It looks like everybody's going. No, I was going to think everybody went for a different one, but we have a tie over there with Michael and Sandy. We'll turn to you folks in a second. Let's do this $300 question first. Mort, today, over 300 daring swimmers will brave Lake Michigan's ice floes in the annual Polar Bear Swim, held at Northside Beach in the city of Sheboygan. In what state?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's right for $300. Sandy and Michael for $400. Today, football fans will be able to see the Plungers and the Flushers bumping heads in the annual Sewer Bowl, and it takes place at Mahone Bay near Halifax. In what Canadian province? Sandy?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia is right, $400. Strange event Sandy, what would you like?
Famous Falls, please.
Famous Falls. Check out Niagara Falls, the Roman Empire, and Buster Douglas. Famous Falls. And one last one. All right, now we got everybody with the different questions. Sandy, for $200. The spectacular Niagara Falls borders on New York and what Canadian province?
Ontario?
Ontario is right. For $300, Michael. The invasion of a German tribe of barbarians, whose name has come to mean someone who destroys things, was one of the main causes of the fall of the Roman Empire. Name this tribe.
The Huns.
The Vandals was the one we were looking for. That's a costly one. Puts you in a minus position. You're in a little more catching up to do. Mort, for $400, short-time heavyweight champion Buster Douglas had a great fall in the third round of his bout with Evander Holyfield at what Las Vegas resort?
Oh, Caesars.
It was not Caesars, it was the Mirage. And that will cost you $400 from your total. The control of the game belongs to Sandy. 3 subjects?
Let's go for names and numbers.
Names and numbers. All right, we've got 7 sisters, 6 crises, and 5 nations. If you will, select. All right, again, we have everybody with the different questions. Sandy, for $200. Of the women's Ivy League colleges known as the Seven Sisters, 2 are in New York State. Name either one.
Vassar.
The other one is Barnard. Congratulations, you picked up $200. Michael, for $300. In his political memoir, 6 Crises, Richard Nixon wrote of his part in the spying case of what former State Department official?
Alger Hiss.
You're right, sir, and that puts you even with the board. A little progress there. Mort, for $400. In the late 16th century, the people of the Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, and Seneca Indian tribes formed the 5 nations, which were known as what league?
The Iroquois League.
You're correct, sir, for $400. You got control of the last 2.
1990, the year in books, please, Dick.
All right. We have prolific authors, blockbuster titles, and gift volumes as your choices, folks. Please make your wager. Looks like everybody's going for the biggie. That's going to bounce that up to $800. Everything doubles in value. All 3 of you now. One popular gift this season was a collection of the works of what French neo-impressionist who developed the artistic style of pointillism? Mort?
Seurat.
Seurat is right, and you pick up $800. You want to go ahead further?
Let's try prolific authors.
Prolific authors for $400. Name the author who in 1990 had an extraordinary 5 books at one time on the New York Times bestseller lists.
Stephen King?
Stephen King is right. You want to go ahead?
All right, let's try blockbuster titles.
All right, this is worth $600. You will have swept the board for $1,800 if you get it right. One of the most enduring books of 1990 was an inspirational book titled All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten by what author?
Fulgham.
Fulgham is right. You swept the board for $1,800. Grand total of $3,500, and we've got 1 subject left over there. Let's go to the movies. Look who's talking to. Alice and Havana are your choices. Wagering time. All right, we'll go for the $300 question with you, Mort, on Alice. Woody Allen's new film, Alice, stars an actress who is Woody's leading lady both on and off the screen. Name that frequent collaborator.
Mia Farrow.
You're right for $300. Sandy and Michael for $400. Look to the video wall, and let's watch a clip from the new movie, Havana. Roll the clip, please.
I keep a place here. Small flat, but it's in one of the really old buildings, a lot of charm, discreet.
You're very straightforward, aren't you, Mr. Wyatt?
Well, hey, I can be suave, believe me. But I figure you know a lot of suave guys. I got no edge that way. But how many crude guys do you know?
In Havana, Robert Redford plays a gambler in pre-Castro Cuba. This is the 7th time Redford has teamed up with what noted director? All right, neither of you wanted to go for it, and the only one who knows is Mort, who's standing in the middle, and you don't get any credit, Mort. Who was it?
Sidney Pollack.
You're right, but all we can do is just pat you on the back. You don't get any score for it. We'll be back in a moment to play the final challenge, and that is going to be quite an interesting situation because it will be between Sandy and Mort. Michael, unfortunately, you do not have wagering money, so we'll see what happens to these 2 other folks right after this.
have a great breakfast at the International House.
Supported by Citibank MasterCard and Visa Card, America's most widely used credit cards. And now, back to the final challenge. And here's your host, Dick Clark.
We are ready, Don Morrow, ready to go indeed. Sandy and Mort, the final challenge is upon us. Let's check it out, the three of us, and see what we have. The final challenge deals with a look at 1991. Now, as always, we'll have three questions. The first one, you can wager at even odds on sporting events. You can double your wager on awards ceremonies, triple it on holiday celebrations. And it's kind of an interesting twist here because you see Mort with $3,800. He's got a lot of money in the till from the day before, but this is the volume we're playing with today. You all own that money. You're not going to lose it. So, Sandy, you have to sort of figure out, you've got enough in there to corner him, even though you're behind. So you got to think through the other guy's head here. This is the fun part. Remember, the highest wager gets the question. The challenge is yours. All right, Sandy and Mort, your wagers and choices have been locked in. We'll turn to you, Sandy, first, since you have the $1,600 figure versus the $3,800, $1,650 to be exact. How did you wager it?
I'm going to gamble on holiday celebrations for $800.
All right, and Mort, what did you declare?
Well, I wanted to preempt her, so I took award ceremonies for $1,650.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a very interesting race here. Sandy, we'll start with you on holiday celebrations. Mardi Gras 1991 falls on February 12th. At 10 a.m. on that Tuesday, one of the most spectacular parades will begin with the King's Float. That parade is named for the King of Carnival. For $4,050, what is the traditional one-word name given to the King of Carnival? You're going to hate yourself because I know you know it. It's Rex. Rex, the King of Carnival.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Mort, what we root for now is for your win at $7,100 because, in effect, it's over for Sandy, so we just want you to grab as much money as you can here. And let's turn to it. This year's Grammy Awards, slated for February 20th, will be the 33rd annual celebration of the top performers in music. The ceremony will be held in New York City. For $7,100, name the renowned theater which will be the site of the 1991 Grammys.
Radio City Music Hall?
That is right. Whoa. For $7,100. Are you ready? Shall we go for 10,000 more? It's the ultimate challenge, Mort. You know the way now.
To become a contestant on the Challengers, please call area code 818-562-1620.
Do you want 228-3600 for the free information Sally Struthers spoke about? Remember, for as little as $5 down, you can enroll in many ICS courses and there's no obligation. Call 1-800-228-3600.
1991. I had a feeling that Radio City Music Hall didn't pop right out.
It didn't pop right out. It sort of squeezed itself out.
The reason to always give an answer. You never know. If you have nothing, you might as well give it a try.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to the ultimate challenge worth $10,000, and you'll turn and look to the video wall, Mort. The category you'll be facing is Colonial Latin America. If you will, sir, this way. Ask the audience to please don't say anything. This is a question worth $10,000. In the early 19th century, Latin America began to throw off the yoke of colonialism. In 1801, a former slave took command of his country and abolished slavery. Napoleon sent troops who captured him, and he died in a French prison in 1803. However, the force he'd helped unleash emerged victorious in 1804. 25 years later, almost all of the colonies in Latin America were independent. For $10,000, name the nation, as it's known today, and that former slave. You have 5 seconds. Have your answer?
Well, the nation is Haiti.
That's correct.
I'm going to try Toussaint Louverture.
You're going to try correctly.
Whoa!
You just won $10,000. Congratulations. Right on the nose. can never get this thing open, but it is.
That's it. That's what I said.
Very nicely done. You're up to $24,350. Come back again tomorrow. You don't leave until you are defeated. If you do it again, we'll go for another $10,000.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Dave.
Beautiful answer. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Challengers. For now, this part. Come on.
Some contestants today will receive Sun-Made Fruit Bits. Enjoy a delicious fruit snack from Sun-Made. Real fruit, real good. And Q-Vel. Prevent painful nighttime leg cramps with Q-Vel. It helps stop leg cramps before they start. Q-Vel. Introducing new Dynatrim, the delicious, nutritious weight loss plan from the makers of Centrum. Lose yourself in the taste. And a generous supply of Kentucky Fried Chicken for delicious tasting food from meals to snacks. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. And Lens Crafters gift certificate. Why wait weeks for eyeglasses? Custom crafted top quality glasses in about an hour. Lens Crafters.
Stay tuned for up-to-the-minute headlines with Paula Lopez and Carrie Kilbride next.
This is Don Morrow speaking. The Challengers is a Ron Greenberg.